What's up, EV Clan? Alex Espeon here, and welcome back to the next episode of the Pokemon Gold Randomizer Nuzlocke. In the last episode, we took on Jasmine, the gym leader of Olivine City, and we beat her. As you can see by the fact that all our Pokemon, I guess you don't know that all our Pokemon are still alive. You don't know which Pokemon we had in that episode, but we could have obviously replaced someone that died in that gym with a new Pokemon, and that's why we have a team of 6. You don't know that every Pokemon we went into that episode with is still alive. But you do know, by the fact that we're still here, not the beginning of the game, that we did beat the gym leader. And I'm telling you right now, we beat it with no losses, as you can see by the fact that if you know this series and you watched the episode before the last episode, you will be able to tell that we had the same Pokemon as at the end of that episode. So, you know, if you watch that episode, that we did not lose any Pokemon in the last episode. And I'm telling you right now that that is correct, we did not. So, we are going to start off this episode by getting the Pearl that is right next to me in that Pokeball, right next to me, because I checked that Pokeball at the end of the last episode, and I found that there was a Pearl in it, but I couldn't get the Pearl because my inventory was full. Or my bag, because this is not Minecraft. So let's see if we can give the Quick Claw to someone to clear up some space. Who would do well with Quick Claw? Quick Claw? Did I say Quick Claw? I meant Quick Claw. Let's go with Judy. Judy doesn't have an item yet, and Judy probably should have an item because Judy is awesome, and they could be even more awesome if they had an item. So here we go, we're gonna... I almost went slipping right down that ledge, and then missed the Pearl, and would have to go back through that tunnel thing again, and pay another $1,000 to get past that toll that, the Team Rocket guys set up for me over there. But I believe this is a new route where I have not yet gotten an encounter, so we are going to get an encounter, next. After we beat this guy. Hey, do you have any rare Pokemon? Depends on your definition of rare. As I said at the end of the last episode, yeah, it was at the end of the last episode. It was, like, pretty close to the end, at least. As I said, in the last episode, I believe that in Johto, Nidoran is not obtainable, so I think that that makes my Nidoqueen pretty rare here. At least in this current place that I am. Obviously, you go to Kanto, Nidoran is very obtainable. But, in Johto, yeah, I don't think it's in Johto. And you can go to, like, you can get it in Kanto. You can get it somewhere in this game, obviously. Because, in this game, you can get every Pokemon introduced in Gen 1 and Gen 2. There's no, like, difference between regional and national decks yet in this game. So, everything is just sort of one dex, and you can get, like, the entire dex, obviously. You have to get the entire dex. So, like, there's no difference. It's not like regional. It's not like in later Pokemon games where it's like you get the regional dex and then your Pokedex is full and then they give you the national dex. It's like there is one dex. You fill the one dex. You can get every Pokemon ever up until this point that has been released in this game. You can get every Gen 2 Pokemon in this Gen 2 game and every Gen 1 Pokemon because there's no national dex yet. There's no Pokemon that you can, like, that you need to, like, bring from a different game to get them. It's just, everything is obtainable. Every Pokemon that has been introduced thus far in this franchise is obtainable in Gen 2. Like, at this point. Everything that has been, every Pokemon that has been introduced, up until this point, up until Gen 2 in the franchise, is obtainable in Gen 2. So, there. That's what I was trying to say. Okay. Who are we sending out against this, Slowking? That is the question. That is the question that has been, I've been ignoring so that I could talk about whatever I was talking about, because I already forgot what I was talking about. Whatever I was talking about, I was, ignoring the question of what should I send in order to talk about that. I was talking about, regional dexes and national dexes and how, neither one is a thing in this game because it's just Pokedex. Not the Pokedex, just Pokedex. Anyway, so, Wing Attack. I finally settled on Henrietta as the Pokemon I'm bringing in against the Slowking. I don't think it really mattered. In fact, I feel like we could have just kept Nidoqueen in, but I didn't want to chance it because this is a water type, and Nidoqueen is a ground type, so I wouldn't want to put Nidoqueen in harm's way just to have to not switch. Better to be safe than to be sorry. Nina got 333 XP points. That is the holy number right there, which I hope bodes well for us in this episode. Oh, my poor Pokemon, darlings. Okay, so what do you have to say? Post-battle. I'd be happy just to own a single rare Pokemon. Wow, you're pretty tough. Could I get your phone number? Sadly, no, it is an impossibility as I have no more space left in my phone for numbers. Oh, okay. Just talk to me if you want to get my phone number. Understood. I will not, but thank you. Thank you for the offer. Are you going to Lake of Rage, too? Is this body of water to the side of us Lake of Rage, or is that just an entirely different body of water that's, like, just happens to be very near Lake of Rage? Let's play for a little while. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see. If I go up and then I have to, like, and then I see land in between that body of, where I know that body of water is, and Lake of Rage. Politoad. Oh, Politoad's sprite in this game is really nice. Gen 2 sprites are very charming. I like Gen 1 sprites, but I gotta say, seeing the Pokemon in, like, the much more, in like, the full color that they have in Gen 2 is even cooler. Obviously some of the Gen 1 sprites are just really charming with how they designed it. Like, just the general design of it is really charming, like how certain Pokemon look in Gen 1, and it's, like, very different when it's, like, very different from, like, what they look like in future generations. Like, that's charming, you know? Like, I'm talking about, like, the Pidgeot, or, like, the, like, I don't know. Well, that's another Pokemon, like, that looks very different in Gen 1 than in other generations. Like, the Pidgeot, or the Ghastly, like, there are certain Gen 1 designs that look very different than... There are certain designs in Gen 1 that look, for, like, Gen 1 Pokemon, in Gen 1, that look very different from their designs in future games. And so, like, some of those are really charming, but as far as, like, keeping those same retro graphics of Gen 1, but having Pokemon that are full color, like, keeping those same retro graphics of Gen 1, but having Pokemon that are full color, like, yes, we have now gotten to a point where, like, the way the Pokemon look are more established, so we're ditching some of those, like, stupid-looking, kind of charming, like, funny-looking Gen 1 designs that are, like, different from what the Pokemon looks like nowadays. Like, now we are missing those. Now in Gen 2 we have Pokemon that are, like, looking basically how they look nowadays. So that's not as charming, but it is just nice to see, like, that same retro graphic style that's in Gen 1, but now in color. I played too much. And it's also just nice to see, like, with this retro style, how, like, how the modern day designs look. I'm having a picnic with Pokemon. Won't you join us? Wow, you're good at battling. Wanna give me your phone number? I'll phone you for another battle. No. Oh, fine then. If you don't want to get my phone number, just tell me. If you want to get my phone number, just tell me. What's down here more? Okay, it's just... Oh! Wait, I could have just gone through this grass in order to skip paying that $1,000 toll? Okay, I think this is my encounter, by the way. Did I kill my encounter on this route? I hope I didn't. I don't think I did. I don't think I encountered anything on this route yet. So I'm just gonna catch this, hoping that it is my encounter, and then I'll check in between episodes if it is. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I just don't care. Alternatively, perhaps I just do not care. That could be the case as well. It is a bug poison type, so it is 4 times resistant to our double kicks here. I wouldn't go for anything else, because we are 17 levels above this thing, and I'm afraid we'd kill it, but I'll definitely go for the double kicks, because there's no way that is doing a sufficient amount of damage to kill it. And it did not. We can go for a couple more of those before it is at risk of killing it. Actually, we can only go for 1 more of those because of the crit. So, it's now in yellow. I don't think we can realistically get it any lower because of that crit. So, change of plans. I guess we just throw balls while it's in the yellow instead of in the red, like I'm sure we could have if we had been able to get it lower. If that double kick second hit hadn't crit. And that first hit also hadn't crit. If none of it crit. If none of it had crit, then it would probably still have enough health to the point where we could hit it again and get it into red, but we didn't need to, it appears. The yellow is just fine, I guess, for catching that level 14 Pokemon in a Great Ball. It spins string not only from its rear, but also from its mouth. It is hard to tell which end is which. I disagree. I think the mouth and the butt look very different on this Pokemon. There are certain Pokemon where I would say it's probably hard to tell. Like Pineco. You just, like, at a quick glance, I could see you confusing the butt for the head. Like, the back of the Pokemon for the front, because it's just eyes. And even if its eyes are closed, you don't know which side of the Pineco you're looking at, you know? Like, a sleeping Pineco, its eyes are closed, like, there's no sign which side is the face and which side is the butt. You don't know which side you're looking at. Like, you go to pet your Pineco while it's sleeping, and you want to pet it on the face, you could have just pet its butt, and you don't even know. You don't even know until it wakes up. But, anyway, Ariados. It is a female, I think. I am fairly sure. So I'm going to assume that it is, because I'm going to assume that by this point in time, I know how to read these gender signs. It may be a bad assumption to make, because time after time I have proven that I do not. But, hopefully this time, I actually do. And this is in fact a female, as I think it is. So we are going to name it with the fact that it's a female in mind. A female name, which I am trying to think of, but cannot at the moment. I think we're gonna name it Stacy, because I don't think I've named anything Stacy yet. Call it Stacy. Stacy? That doesn't look familiar, so I don't think I've named anything Stacy, so we're gonna call it Stacy. Okay. A consensus has been reached between myself and myself. Good consensus. Anyway, let's go. We'll see if I recognize anything in this, recognize what I'm about to encounter as something that I've encountered before on this route. I do not. I definitely have not encountered a Pupitar before on this route. And Pupitar would have been a much better encounter than an Ariados. I might have actually added that to the team because that involves a freaking Tyranitar. That's great. But I did not in fact get the Pupitar. I got an Ariados instead, which is not nearly as good as a Tyranitar. But you know what? Like, at the end of the day, I'm happy with my team, so it doesn't really matter. Like, it would have been cool to have Tyranitar, a possible Tyranitar in the PC. But also keep in mind that Pupitar is going to take forever to evolve from level 15. Like, I have to train that thing all the way up from level 15, and then keep in mind that like pseudo legendaries get XP, have like a lower. It takes more XP to evolve and like level them up. The pseudo legendaries, so like. Yeah, that's going to take a while. Just to catch it up to the rest of the team is going to take a while. Getting it to its final evolution of Tyranitar is going to take even longer. So much longer. Like, it is going to be a painful grind from Pupitar to Tyranitar, especially when it's only level 15. So, yeah, while Tyranitar sounds great, that is a Pupitar. I gotta remember, that encounter was a Pupitar. And so, it wasn't a Tyranitar, it was a Pupitar. And Pupitar does become Tyranitar at some point, but it is a very long ways away from the level that I would have been able to catch that thing at. So maybe I didn't want the Pupitar. Maybe maybe it is better that I got the Ariados, because while Ariados is definitely not the better final evolution of a definitely not the better final evolution, right? Tyranitar is obviously better than Ariados. Everybody knows that. And I didn't have to go through that grass, did I? Oh wait, yes I did. Okay. This is just to go around here. So you can take the toll path up, or you could take this grass up, and then you could just like take this grass up or take this nothing up. So obviously a person who did not need levels or an encounter would just take the nothing up. But I did need an encounter, so I did take the grass, even though I could have just skipped that grass entirely, apparently. I love Pokemon. That's why I started. And why I'll keep on coloring Pokemon. I'll keep on collecting Pokemon. Why is the music for that guy's trainer class so creepy? It's like, I love collecting Pokemon. I love Pokemon so much. It's like, I love Pokemon! And the scary music starts playing. It's like, oh gosh! Oh no, it's someone who loves Pokemon! That's terrifying! Ah! It's like, okay. What's with the scary music? He just said he loves Pokemon. I love Pokemon. It's like, I love Pokemon, and the music's like. Music thinks we're in frickin' Lavender Town. No, we're just in a random forest. It's like on a bright sunny day with a guy who said, I love Pokemon. Cyclist Tristan was defeated. How could you do this to me? Scary music starts playing. Oh no, you beat him. What's gonna happen now? Takes out knife slowly. It's like, oh no! He's a psychopath now. What else do I like? What do I like? It is scary. He's breaking my brain. I can't talk anymore. What else do I like besides Pokemon? Mary on the radio. I bet she's cute. Now that's scary. It's just like, saying I like someone on the radio. Also, listen to this scary music, as this trainer probably says something perfectly normal. Would you get this? Some Owen guy made fun of my Pokemon. Oh yeah, I believe that. But it's really scary for some reason. It's really scary that he did that. If Owen makes fun of your Pokemon, they will probably die the next day. That's what the scary music is telling us. It's really terrifying when he does that. Darn it, my Pokemon's great! Okay, man, your Pokemon's great. I get it. Please, don't hurt me. The music is so scary. I'm scared of this guy. This guy's scary. He's got scary music. That means he's scary. I believe you. Your Pokemon are great. Please. Please don't hurt me. Cyclist Tristan wants to battle. Cyclist Tristan sent out the trio. It's just me or with the other guy, Cyclist Tristan, too? I feel like the other guy was Cyclist Tristan as well. Are these two guys, like, just secretly the exact same guy? Is that why the scary music's playing? Is that the same person? He just, like, cloned himself? Is he slowly taking over the world with his clones? Like, is that the scary part of this? He can duplicate himself infinitely? He's slowly invading the region? Maybe that's the scary part of this. Maybe that's what's up with the scary music. My Nidoking did pretty right on. Actually, it's a Nidoqueen, and it's mine. I don't even remember what you had, but it definitely was not a Nidoking. It's okay for people to like different types of Pokemon. Pokemon isn't just about having the most powerful one. I agree. I feel like anyone with a heart would... anyone with a heart who plays Pokemon and likes Pokemon would agree. Route 43. Lake of Rage, to Mahogany Sound. Bro, you know what's a... I don't know why I called y'all bro. But you know what's a really weird movie? Like, one of the weirdest movies I've ever watched? I can't hear your answer, so I'm just gonna hope you said I don't know, because that means I get to talk about it. Fishing Guru's house. Oh, I'm getting a call from Kate the Poet before I talk about my really weird movie that I watched. Good morning, Alex. This is Kate. Did I wake you? I don't sleep. Straight up Pokemon protagonist, don't sleep. You don't have to worry about it. I just saw some rare Starmie in Route 38. I'll call you if I see another rare Pokemon, okay? See, Kate, the problem is, this is why you can't be a great trainer, Kate. You don't have the grind set that I do. You sleep. I don't. That's the difference between you and me. Lake of Rage is actually a crater made by rampaging Gyarados. That's badass, what the heck? The crater filled up with rainwater, and the lake was formed. That's the story passed on from my grandpa's great-great-great-grandpa. It used to be that you could catch lively Magikarp there, but I don't understand what's happening. I wonder what is happening. What do you all think is going to be the shiny we get here? Did my eyes deceive me? I saw a red Gyarados in the lake. Obviously, one in a normal playthrough would say, red Gyarados, obviously, you idiot. It's going to be a shiny Gyarados. But in this, it's a randomizer, so the encounter that we're going to get, the red Gyarados, the quote-unquote red Gyarados, is actually not going to be a red Gyarados. It's going to be a different shiny, because it's randomized. But I thought Gyarados were usually blue. They are, but it's a shiny Gyarados, you idiot. That mechanic was introduced in this game. Clearly you're not keeping up with the times. The Gyarados are angry. It's a bad omen. You should know this, lady. Like, this is a selling point of this game. It's a new feature introduced in this game. New feature. Come on, keep up to date here. But there is a Gyarados there. I see the red Gyarados. It's right there. It is in my vision. It was in my sights. I was able to see it. However, before I go encounter it, I am going to talk to this guy and see what's around the perimeter of the lake. See if there's more people I can talk to, more items I can get. Just explore the perimeter before I use Surf and go into the lake. I heard this lake was made by rampaging Gyarados. Yeah, I heard that too. Just a couple minutes ago, actually. Maybe not even a couple minutes ago. Maybe like a minute and a half ago. I don't even know. I wonder if there was any connection to their mass outbreak now. Mayhaps. To be honest, I don't even know half of what you just said. I stopped listening to talk about the thing that I just heard. That was also a thing that you heard. So, yeah, I didn't hear half your sentence, but mayhaps. Mayhaps whatever you were saying is true. Mayhaps. But can I get to this area over here? Because I saw a Pokeball at the top of this lake. Also, here's the encounter. Not the encounter of, like, shiny Gyarados, but it's the encounter of just the lake itself, so we can get this too. It's a Magby. Honestly, I'm not sure how to get this, because I don't really know how to weaken this thing. It's a freaking baby. Like, everything I do to it is probably going to kill it, unless I go for Shucky, the Haunter over here, which is only level 15, and that thing's a level 17, so it's actually a higher level than us, so it should actually... We should be able to hit it with something. Okay, we have Lick. That is Stab, but at the same time, do we really think a Stab move from a Pokemon 2 levels below it is gonna kill it? Considering the fact that it's a frickin' baby, and Haunter is not a frickin' baby, but instead kind of an adult, honestly. I mean, it could just stop growing here, you know? Like, Haunter doesn't have to evolve into Gengar. That's an adult. Like, some middle evolutions are teenagers, right? Like, it's just like, oh, it's 16 now, it's level 16, it's 16 years old, it's a teenager now. It's not really how teenageness works. I guess teenager starts at 13, but not a lot of mid-evolutions evolve into mid-evolutions at level 13. But, you know, it's a teenager, right? It's like the teenage Pokemon. You know, like, you look at the mid-evolution to the start, it's the awkward teenage phase, so let's just call it the teenager, right? Like, Haunter is not a mid-evolution that's a teenager. Haunter is a mid-evolution that is a frickin' adult. I mean, I think Ghastly evolves into Haunter at, like, level 22 as well. So, like, that's an adult, right? Like, that's a young adult, but that's an adult. And that could be, like, an old adult, too. Like, a level 80 Haunter, you don't go, like, that's an old teenager. You go, that's an adult. Meanwhile, a level 80 Wartortle, you go, that's an old teenager, you know? Like, certain middle evolutions give off teenager energy, and certain ones just give off adult energy. Haunter gives off adult energy. And then certain ones still give off baby energy for some reason. Like Flaffy. It's literally just Mareep, but slightly bigger, but it's still like a little sheep. Or like Skiploom. Skiploom still gives off baby energy. Honestly, the final evolution of that evolution line still gives off baby energy. Hoppip, Skiploom, and the other one, all just give off baby energy. They're all babies. Doesn't matter what level they are, they're all babies. They're just babies. All of them. It grows and changes, but it is still just a little babu. Jumpluff, that's the final evolution. Jumpluff is still a baby. Hoppip, Skiploom, Jumpluff, all just babies. Little babus. But anyway, how do we weaken this Magby? I honestly don't really think we do, unless Gligar cannot kill this thing with a Thunder Shock, which actually seems pretty probable, considering Juan can't kill anything with a Thunder Shock. It just takes forever for it to kill anything with a Thunder Shock. So, I mean, I believe this thing could live 1, at least. Maybe even 2. Because Thunder Shock is so weak on Juan. Actually, Juan got a crit and almost killed the thing. So I guess it could have lived 2. It could have lived 2 normal hits, however, we got a crit. So that is essentially the equal to 2 normal hits, at least in this generation. In future generations, it's 1.5 times damage rather than 2. But in this generation, I do believe crits are 2 times damage, so it could have lived 2, actually, as I said it could. Probably. I wasn't really confident in it being able to live 2. But I guess when I said it as something that could possibly happen, then I was right. So, Great Ball. I'm not going to use the Great Ball, actually. I'm going to use the Park Ball. What on earth? Maybe that was a mistake. It just, like, glitched out the entire Pokemon. Wait, is a Park Ball a Master Ball? Wait, a Park Ball might be a Master Ball. Did I just use a Master Ball on a Magby? Please don't tell me a Park Ball is a Master Ball. That's really embarrassing if I used a Master Ball on a Magby. I don't know what Park Balls do. I don't know what they are. Do they always catch the Pokemon? Because I know, like, they're probably for, like, the catching game in the park, right? Like, the bug catching thing in the national park. I was talking about that in the previous episode. But, like, if it's just a game about catching Pokemon, do you just catch... Do you just, like, throw it at the Pokemon? Is the challenge of the game just, like, finding the Pokemon and then you can instantly catch it in the Park Ball once you get it? Are the Park Balls meant to instantly catch things in order to, like for the sake of the competition, like the catching competition? Is it meant to always catch it? Is that a Master Ball? Is that the Gen 2 equivalent of a Master Ball? If I just use a Master Ball on a Magby, that's so disappointing. But also really funny. Each and every time it inhales and exhales, hot embers dribble out of its mouth and nostrils. Oh, he's just like a little pukey, mucusy baby. Pukey, sniffly baby. That's actually really adorable. I don't know why pukey and sniffly makes it really adorable, but it does. It's just always got a runny nose. It's like, it's shooting fire, and it's got like a runny nose that's dripping fire, and it's puking up fire as well. It's just a sniffly, pukey baby. That's adorable. I wouldn't want to hold the thing, because I'm afraid it's gonna puke fire on me. I don't want to hold a pukey baby in the first place, really. But holding a fiery a baby that pukes, a pukey baby that pukes fire sounds even worse. A pukey baby, perhaps I could put up with if I was a parent and it was my own. However, if I had a child that was a pukey baby that puked fire, I would probably just, like, not hold it. And I know that's, like, not the best thing for children. Like, I know you should hold your babies and all. I know it's good for them. It's good for, like, their mental state or whatever and how they grow up. Yeah, I don't think I'm holding a baby that pukey baby that pukes fire. I'm good with that one, actually. I think I'll make a robot to hold it, and I don't know if that solves the problem if it not growing up to be a psychopath because it's getting the love that it needs. I don't know if that solves the problem of it not getting the love it needs, but, you know, I guess having a robot hold it is better than, having no one hold it, and I'm just not gonna hold it. I would not hold a pukey baby that pukes fire. That just sounds like a real hazard to me, and, most people who are around me interacting with me, so I just would not. But anyway, fiery pukey baby tangent aside, let's see what we're gonna name this Bagby. It's a boy. No, it's a girl. I'm stupid. Forgive me, I'm stupid. What are we calling it? It is gonna be... If this is a female, and the other Pokemon that I also encountered that had the same symbol was also a female, it's just disappointing at this point. And then I get the Gyarados' gender wrong as well. It's also the same symbol, and I still think it's a female, it's not a female. That's 3 Pokemon that had the same symbol, and I got it wrong every single time. That would just be so embarrassing. But, let's just hope that it's female, and I'm correct. We're gonna call it... We're gonna call her, sorry, not an it, her. I was calling the baby before, like the hypothetical baby and it. That's kind of messed up. Didn't mean it that way, I just didn't think of a gender for the baby, so I should have called it them. I called it an it again. I should have called them a them, not an it, because a baby's not an it. It's a human being. It should have, like... It's not an it, but, it's them, or he or she, or whatever. I mean, it's a baby. It doesn't, like, identify it as anything, it's a baby, so it's them or he or she, you know? But, like, that's the pronouns I should be using to reference a baby. Like, pronouns? Is it a pronoun? I don't even know. Point is, I shouldn't be using it. That's what I'm trying to say. I shouldn't be using it to address a baby. Anyway, what are we calling him? Her. Frick! That time I was trying not to say it, so I said him instead, and I just then looked at the sign and I was like, dang it! We're gonna call her, call her Gabriella? Gabriella? Let me see. Gabriella. I hope that fits, and I hope Gabriella has... I need to actually check this real quick because I don't want to get it wrong. Hold on a second, I'm gonna Google it. Just Google this real quick. How do I spell Gabriella? Gabriella. I'd imagine there are multiple ways, but I'm just gonna go with, like, the best, like, the not the best way, but, like, the most common way. I've searched Gabriella, and I'm not seeing a lot of results, so maybe it's with... I searched Gabriella. Well, yeah, obviously, Alex. I searched Gabriella with 2 L's, and I'm not getting a lot of results, so maybe it's with 1 L. Gabriella? I'm not... Hold on. I feel like I'm not getting a lot of results for either. I feel like... I'm expecting it to just pop up with, like, a bunch of people. at the top. Like, I'm expecting to Google it and see, like, tons of people's names. But I'm not seeing tons of people's names for either. So maybe I just have to, like, scroll down more in order to identify, like, which one is the more common one. Is Gabriella just, like... I think the one with one L is, like, the Hispanic version. I think that's what it is. And that makes sense, because... that makes sense because... like, they don't have the double L's to make a L sound in Spanish. They have it to make a Y sound, like me llamo. Meanwhile, like, hola, that's a single L. Only single L's make the L sound in Spanish, I think. Hopefully, otherwise I sound stupid. I think I sound stupid either way, for being unsure, but... yeah. Gabriella Rose again, but different Gabriella Rose, Gabriella Brooks, Gabriella Montez, all with 2 L's. And we have Gabriella with 1 L. I'm only seeing Gabriella B and Gabriella Berlingeri. Berlingeri? I'm so sorry if I butchered that. To whoever Gabriella Berlingeri is, apparently they're an internet personality. Sorry, Gabriella Berlingeri. Didn't mean to butcher your name, as I'm sure I have, but I'm sure I have, so sorry. Anyway, so it seems like Gabriella with 2 L's is the more common one, so let's just call her that. Gabriella with 2 L's, there we go. Abracadabra. And just for the heck of it, I'm going to say Alakazam as well. Because while I'm naming Pokemon accidentally, I might as well name the rest of the evolution line. I'm not seeing a way to get the Pokeball that is up there. Maybe I have to go down and around. Is there a way for me to go down and around? Hold on. Oh, I have to go through here, I think. Go past this water. Or maybe, like, this doesn't seem to be connected to anything. Actually, it just seems to be like a puddle. Oh, actually, yeah, I did have to go past that. Now, I've never been past that water before. I'm in a slump. Maybe it's the gear I'm using. Let's battle for a change of pace. I also don't know if I went down the way that's to the bottom of me, because there's, like, another puddle thing that I can go over with Surf down there. So I don't know if there's something that way that I haven't there's an area that way that I haven't been to yet, or if that just, like, leads down to the rest of the route where I've already been. Okay, let's see if I mean, it is a psychic type. We are a poison type. I feel like poison and ground kind of has a lot of weaknesses, low-key. But let us see what we can do about the Slowbro. It's psychic water, so it's weak to ghost, but Shucky is level 15, so how about no? I feel like just other psychic water type is probably the best option we have. Because I don't see anything that's, like, super effective against it, except for, Gligar with the Thunder Shock. And but Gligar's also a ground type, and I get that the entire point of having Thunder Shock is sort of, to have something to... Wait a minute, this is level 10. I could have just sent out the Haunter. I'm stupid. I didn't realize what level Pokemon I was fighting. Why was I overthinking this? Why was I like, oh, I need to find a Pokemon that's good to send out against this thing? When in reality, it doesn't really matter because everything just mops the floor with it because it's level frickin' 10. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna have actually time to get the Red Gyarados encounter in this episode because I didn't realize that there was, like, a whole secret way to go on this route that involved, like, going over, like, little water puddles and stuff, but apparently there is. So now we're fighting an Eevee, which I'm guessing is also going to be level 10, so frankly, we could just keep Geraldine in here and probably be fine, but yeah. I didn't want to go into Juan, because Juan was a ground type, which means while they had Thunder Shock, they were also weak to water, and I get that the whole idea of us having Thunder Shock was to counter the type that we were weak to, but as it turns out, upon further inspection, there is no point to Thunder Shock. The reason why I kept that move so long, I held onto that move originally because I just wanted coverage. I just wanted a move that was coverage against something we were weak to, like a means of countering something that we were weak to. But as it turns out, that is... it is absolutely pointless for that reason, and, nearly any other reason I can think of. So, yeah. Pretty much, I held on to that move at first because I thought it would be a good counter to a counter against a type we were weak to. And then I continued to hold on to that move because there were no better options. First, I did it out of a desire to have a counter, have a counter against something we were weak to. I did it originally out of strategy. I kept it originally out of strategy. Then I continued to keep it because there was no other choice. It is no longer a strategical thing that is the reason why we're keeping Thundershock. No, at this point, the reason why we're keeping Thundershock is because we have no better options. So now they're sitting in a Steelix, which the old me would have thought was water was neutral against. But actually, in fact, it is weak to water. At least in future generations, maybe not in Gen 2, because I know that in between Gen 2 and Gen 3, Steel did in fact get nerfed and lost some resistances. But water apparently was not one of them. Steelix, just like in future generations, is weak to water in this one. I lost, but I feel better. I feel better anyway. Oh, and I just remembered I was mentioning earlier about that movie that was like a super weird movie that I wanted to talk about, and I just haven't. And we're 36 minutes into the episode, so we're probably going to end soon. I still haven't talked about it, so I guess we'll save it for the next episode. Stay tuned for the next episode if you want to hear about that really weird movie I was going to talk about at the beginning of this one that I forgot to. Kurt's Lure Ball is the best for catching hooked Pokemon. It's much more effective than an Ultra Ball. Okay. That's cool. I sure wish I could make one of those, but I can't because time doesn't pass in this world because reasons. Because I am playing this on a perfectly legitimate Game Boy Color, even, that for some reason just the internal clock is not working. I don't know why. I couldn't imagine why. Oh no, wait. Hold on, is there an internal clock on a Game Boy? Hold on. I may have talked myself into a hole here. Yes, there's totally an internal clock on a Game Boy, right? Obviously, guys, obviously. Everyone knows there's an internal clock on a Game Boy. And I totally am not talking out of my ass right now. Definitely an internal clock on a Game Boy that definitely does not work on mine. And when I said Game Boy, I definitely meant Game Boy Color. Because I obviously can't play this on a normal Game Boy. This is a Game Boy Color game. Silly me. Why would I say Game Boy? I should know the name of the device I'm definitely playing on, right guys? Yeah, definitely. Sorry, my fault, my bad. I guess I just wasn't looking at it enough to see the Game Boy Color, the Game Boy Color logo that's right there on it, that I'm looking at right now, definitely. But anyway, I'm gonna go back down here, actually, while I'm going back down. We just didn't fight this guy? I could do so much with my Pokemon. It's super fun. Did I, like, actually... was there... Hold on, did I actually... Okay. Fisher Scarlet wants to battle. Fisher Scarlet sent out Krabby. There's another person named Scarlet. I feel like I've run into a person named Scarlet early in this series. Or maybe I haven't. Maybe that was just, like, the Pokemon, Red Randomizer that I'm thinking of. Because I know at the end of the Pokemon Red Randomizer, I ran into, I fought Giovanni. And Giovanni's name was, Scarlet. And then I was like, it's Scarlet Overkill! Or maybe I wasn't. Maybe I just, like... thought of that in my head and didn't actually say it. But, if I didn't actually say it, then, here it is. It's Scarlet Overkill, guys! Oh my gosh! The evil villain is named Scarlet! It's like Scarlet Overkill from Minions! Crazy! It only was, like, an entire series... 2 entire series late. Oh my gosh. Body Slam. We're just gonna Body Slam the Wooper, just as we Body Slam whatever they sent out before the Wooper, which I do not remember what it was. Wooper looks so derpy in this game. I mean, they look derpy in all games, but especially in this one. My gosh, there's something about that Wooper sprite specifically that's just, like, derptastic. No other word to describe it besides derptastic. I had to make up a word to describe how derpy that Wooper was. But we're gonna go for the Body Slam, because while I understand that the double kick is super effective, at the same time, a Nidoking spamming Body Slam is not something that can be easily stopped by anything. Besides, I guess, a Ghost type. You got me. Myself. I got myself. You got me. Me. Thanks a lot for ruining my statement by coming up with a contradictory fact. Myself. I'm my own worst enemy, I swear. Losing isn't fun at all. In a Nuzlocke, no. In normal games, I don't really care. In a normal run-through, I don't really care. What is going on at Lake of Rage? We were planning to camp you there. Well, sucks to be you, I guess. Did I go this way? I remember I went down here, obviously, because I went down the puddle thing that led down there. But did I actually, like, go over to the water? Go, like, into the water? That I, like, didn't go into before? Because I remember I, like, acknowledged before that there was water to the side of me, and I didn't go into it. But that time I thought I went down there, and I was like, now I can go into the water, since I'm going back down there. But, did I still not go into the water? I feel like I did. I feel like I did not. Let me just check and make sure. Is there anything in this water, actually? Oh, wait, actually, there's nothing in this water. Never mind. There's nothing to the side of me here. This is just a wall. Yeah, there's no reason to actually go over that water. But, there is actually... I do actually have to go still find a way around the Lake of Rage to get that Pokeball that I'm still missing. So hopefully there's something good in that Pokeball, otherwise this is a tremendous waste of time. I mean, it is a tremendous waste of time either way, because, like, well, if it's a Master Ball, it's not a tremendous waste of time, then it's well worth it. But, y'all probably think that if it's not a Master Ball, then it's a waste of time. And I am kind of in that boat, however, I can also understand it also being a couple other items, and it's still not being a waste of time. However, before I go exploring in that direction, like what's up that water, I do actually want to see if I can go buy some Pokeballs before I... specifically some Ultra Balls. Can I buy Ultra Balls in this town? I can't buy anything in this town, can I? I can only buy, like, stupid crap, right? While visiting Mahogany Town, try a Rage Candy Bar. Okay, that's a Rage Candy Bar advertisement that I read before. But... is there, like, an actual Pokemart here? Or is it just this stupid idiot selling tiny mushrooms, slowpoke tails, Pokeballs, and potions? Because that's all that is sold anywhere in this town. That is absurd and stupid and inconvenient. All of those things at once. But I don't seem to be able to find any other stores that sell things here. So perhaps that is the only store in this entire town, and therefore I should be going back to the other town that I was in. Or I could just fly there. Actually, I could just fly there. What am I doing? I was gonna walk all the way there. I could just fly. I could just fly on Nina, because Nina can fly, totally. Nina Queens fly all the time. Did you never see it? You've never seen it before? They fly everywhere. They barely even walk. They just fly. Like, why would you walk when you could fly? Why would you walk when you could fly at the speed of a Nina Queen? Because Nina Queens, they fly so fast. They fly so fast, that's why they never walk. They don't need to. They can just fly, and it's so much faster. Anyway. So, we actually did not need to go into that Pokemon Center. I don't know why I did. I guess I'm just stupid. Just a little stupid. But that's fine, because eventually I got there. Eventually I got into the Pokemart. So, here we are in the Pokemart, as I said we were. And, I want to make sure that I definitely catch this, Pokemon. So, I don't want to miss it out on an encounter that's a freaking shiny, right? I want to get my shiny encounter, so I'm gonna buy 14 Pokeballs here, so that way I have 20 Great Balls, not Pokeballs, Great Balls. Gonna buy a bunch of Great Balls. I don't remember how much I just said I would buy, but, I bought that amount, however many I said. I think it was 14, actually, so I bought 14 Great Balls, so that now, instead of, the typical 10 Great Balls, I didn't even have 10 Great Balls before, I had 6, but now I have 22. Actually, I had 8. Plot twist, I had 8 Great Balls, I'm stupid. I thought I had 6, so I bought 14 in order to have 20, but now I have 22, so I guess I had 8. My bad! I guess more is always better, in the words of, that one girl from Katie Heron. That one girl from Mean Girls, who for some reason I forgot the name of. My gosh, how did I forget Katie Heron? I am losing it. My brain is mush right now, clearly. How many potions do I have? How many healing items we got? None? None. The answer is actually none? That's nuts. So, like, restores Pokemon HP by 20. I thought it healed status conditions. That's absurd. I was like, is Rage Candy Bar a healing item? It sure is! For better or for worse, it is! It restores Pokemon HP by 20, though, which is, like, worse than useless. That, honestly, if it did nothing, that would be better, because then I just wouldn't use it. But now I'm kind of tempted to use it, because it does something. but to use it would be a throw because it heals 20 health. 20! That is awful. That is beyond awful. That is beyond useless, because at least if it was useless, I would not use it. But since it is not useless, I might use it, and then I would be throwing, because I could be healing 60 health, but instead I would be healing 20. That is awful. Is that worse than a potion? Potions are 20 in this game, right? There's no way potions are not 20. Are potions 20? Potions are 20. Thank goodness. Thank goodness potions are 20. Because if that thing was worse than a potion, that would be such a ripoff. In fact, actually, I don't really care, because essentially I bought 3 potions. Like, not terrible? Not good. Not good at all. But not, like, terrible. Because essentially what I just did was buy 3 potions. I thought I bought something that is worse than 3 potions. For a price higher than 3 potions. No, it is literally just 3 potions is what I bought. A reskin of a potion. Rage Candy Bar is just a reskin of a potion. Got it. I thought it was one of those items that heals all status conditions, like most food items in Pokemon are. Like an old Jetto, or a Castelia Cone, you know. Like, there's a bunch of random food items that heal all status conditions. But, and I thought it was one of those, but apparently it is not. So I sold the pearl that was in my inventory. Not my inventory, in my bag. This is not Minecraft. And I, through doing so, not only opened up a slot in my bag, but also got some money, which I was able to use now to buy 2 super potions. However, I do see that I just need 60 more Pokédollars in order to buy another super potion, so I might as well sell stuff to get 60 more Pokédollars while I'm here. A self-restore for PP, Mystery Berry. That's pretty good, actually. Yellow apricorns, though. Apricorns? Is that what they're always called? I usually pronounce... Okay. Is it apricorn or apricorn? Comment down below. I think... Yeah, I don't think I need apricorns. I say apricorns typically, I think. I don't know why I said apricorn. Apricorn feels weird out of my mouth. I don't think I usually say apricorn. I think I say apricorn. But in general, I just talk about them so little that I don't even... I don't quite remember what I normally say. I think it's apricorn is what I normally say. But if you think it's apricorn, then, please, tell me why in the comments below. So I'm gonna sell a bunch of apricorns. I might just alternate between apricorn and apricorn, because I feel like I don't say it often enough to the point where I feel very strongly about it. So I may just, like, keep changing how I say it, because I'm not even paying attention to the way I'm saying it. Because I don't care, because I don't say it all that often. I don't say it nearly often enough to actually care how I'm saying it. Don't say it nearly often enough to, have a pronunciation that I stick to. Because why would I have a pronunciation that I stick to when I barely have a pronunciation of the word at all, because I barely say it. So I guess I'll just buy another super potion. I got more money from selling those apricorns than I thought I would. So I'm gonna say apricorn, but I'm not gonna go, like, out of my way to say apricorn. Like, if I say apricorn, it's fine. Like, whatever. I don't care. I might say apricorn just from time to time, even though I'm sort of aiming for apricorn. I don't care if I do. But yeah, we're just gonna buy 3 super potions with the money we have, and then, we have an additional 300, so I might as well buy another potion, because, I already essentially have 3 potions in my bag. Why not add another one? Because it takes up more bag space. That's the logical answer, but, I didn't care. I was trying to think of a reason why I did it anyway, even though I knew it would take up bag space, and the answer is just simply, I didn't care, I guess. There is no reason. I really just guess. I guess I just really didn't care. But yeah, we are going to head down this way, and then just see if I can follow that water that I did not enter before because there was a wall on the other side of it. And just to see if I can, like, follow it up in order to get to that secret area of the of the perimeter of the Lake of Rage. With that one Pokeball I see that hopefully has something really good in it. And then if I can't follow that water up, I'll just follow, like, I'll just go, like, past the other puddle and, like, follow that path up that I saw. odds are it's that path that I have to take, but I just want to see what's like up as far as I can go in that water as well while I'm here. And Queen here, it has been in the front for a while, and we are seeing the fruits of that actually right now, because they are almost up to the level that everyone else was. And obviously I trained them up to a decent level before I put 2 hours in. I don't know if it looked, I don't know how long it actually like condensed down to, but it was 2 hours that I put in. The grinding montage that was at the beginning of the previous episode was actually 2 hours condensed down. 2 hours of grinding condensed down. And I really wanted to keep it around that length so that I really wanted to keep it around that length because I know if I condense anything more than 2 hours down, it kind of doesn't fit the length of, like, the length of a song doesn't really fit it. Like, it becomes longer than the length of a song when I condense it down by the amount that I'm choosing to condense it. It's 100 times speed, by the way. So if I do 2 hours times 100 speed, then that's a good length. About 2 hours times 100 speed, that's a good length for a song, for me to put a song over it. So I want to keep it around 2 hours. And so that's why I didn't really grind Nina up anymore than just like doing putting 2 hours of grinding into it. That, and I was just tired of the grinding. But yeah, we're just gonna get into the water now. But yeah, I was like 30 is enough for the gym, and I think it is. I think it was. Like, obviously it was. I knew going to the gym because I did some research. Okay, I did actually go beyond this water, yes. And this actually was not a wall. I thought this was a wall, and I shouldn't have thought it was a wall because I actually went past it before. But yeah, actually, as it turns out, there was nothing up here besides the place that I already was. Silly me, I forgot that the edge of that, the top of that body of water is just the puddle that I saw below me. The so-called puddle that I saw below me. The puddle, quote-unquote puddle, that I saw below me. It's not really a puddle, it's more of a river, more like a creek, because it actually extends downward a fair bit. But, I would say the quote-unquote puddle below me. I forgot that it was actually, that body of water was actually that quote-unquote puddle. But now I've recalled where I have been on this route and where I have not, so now I realize that, I need to, well, I have not recalled entirely, so I'm gonna check down here, being called by Veronica the Performer. Alex, good morning. It's me, Veronica. How are you doing? Want a battle? It's not going to be a repeat of the last time we met. I'll be around Route 30. See you later. This is almost an hour of power, guys. Let me see if there's anything down here. Nope, just a wall. Okay, so on this side, to my left, there is a tree that I have already looted, and to my right, there is the rest of the route that I've already been through, that I've already passed by, already passed through. And below me is this wall. So all that is left to explore is what is above me. So I will be exploring that next, and hopefully going up from here will lead me to the secret space on the perimeter of the Lake of Rage, where I can get that item. And I did not realize realize before that there were Chanseys in this water. I did not realize the first time I went into this water, and that's great that there are Chanseys here, because obviously Chanseys give a lot of XP. So it's not particularly awesome for my level 34 Pokemon, because they need a lot of XP to level up, and that Chansey is only level 17, so it gives not entirely like a useless amount of XP, but it could give more. It could be way more helpful if it was like a much higher level. Comparatively, it's literally half the level of my Nidoqueen, so it's not really giving like absurd amounts of XP to Nidoqueen. If it was a Chansey that was the same level as my Nidoqueen, then it wouldn't be a Chansey that was the same level as my Nidoqueen for long, because my gosh, we just kill it and then gain like 3 levels. Yeah, like, could be a higher level Chansey. Kinda sucks that it's not, because then it would give a lot more XP. But at the same time, also, good that there's just a Chansey here, and if I have any Pokemon that I need to, that are low level, like around level 17, if I have any Pokemon that are like around level 17 that I need to grind up, that Chansey could definitely make it a whole lot easier for a little while. Obviously, once they get to a point where they're at like level 25 or something, then the XP from killing that Chansey will no longer be coming in, you know? It's that level 17. That's the thing, is that like, the more of a Pokemon that gives a lot of XP you kill, the less useful it actually is. So, yeah, it'll be great for grinding up that level 17 Pokemon, any level 17 Pokemon I have, to about like level 25. Then it'll be like, eh, and then slowly become less and less useful. But like in terms of like getting a level 17 Pokemon or something around that level to like level 25, the fact that there are Chanseys there is great. But that would definitely help me with that a great deal if I ever needed to do that. But actually, what is up here is I see a house, and I think that is the house that I need to where there's like that cutscene where Lance basically just kills a guy by hyper beaming a freaking guy, like his dragon. He just says like Dragonite hyper beam, and then freaking blasts a guy, like straight up kills a man like it's freaking Yu-Gi-Oh. He doesn't kill a man, but like he effectively did. I mean, he doesn't say he killed a man, but like that man's dead, right? Like it's the kind of thing where you look at it and you're like, that man's dead, right? Like they didn't say it, they didn't have to say it. We just kind of know. Like, man got hit by a hyper beam. That's a giant freaking laser. Like that guy's dead. I think it's this house. It is not this house. What do you do? What do you have to say? You've strayed far. Here I have meditated. Inside me, a new power has been awakened. Is it hidden power? Let me share my power with your Pokemon. Take this, child. TM10? It should be hidden power, I have a feeling, but is it hidden power? No, because it's randomized. What is it going to be? Do you see it? It is Hyper Beam. Sorry, this is the house with the Hyper Beam, apparently. My bad. It's not the Hyper Beam I was thinking of. I am meditating. Okay. Thank you for the Hyper Beam, sir. Here I thought you were going to give me something that reflected your meditative outlook on life, but apparently, no. You're going to give me like one of the most aggressive moves you could have possibly give me. One of the least zen moves you could possibly give me. Apparently, when you meditate enough, you just gain the ability to shoot lasers. Giant ass lasers. I didn't know that, but okay, I guess you learn something new every day. And I'm glad I came up here, because Hyper Beam, I don't know how useful it's going to be, but it's cool that I have a Hyper Beam TM now. Hyper Beam is one of those moves where it's just like really cool. And I think that Hyper Beam could definitely be like, Hyper Beam as like a last resort, like a final gambit of sorts. I know that's another Pokemon move, and it's not Final Gambit, it's Hyper Beam, but Hyper Beam as a final gambit of sorts, just like something to pull out when my back's against the wall. It's like, I need to recharge after using it, that's fine. I'm gonna die if it doesn't kill anyway, so like, might as well use it. Like that, having it as like a final gambit like that sounds really cool. So like, if any of my Pokemon can learn Hyper Beam, and I think it would be like, good on them, like, decent on them. Obviously, Hyper Beam isn't really good on anybody, but if I think it would be decent on them, like they are the kind of Pokemon where it wouldn't be entirely awful if they used it, then I'll teach it. Like, I'd be down. Let me see who can learn it right now. Let me see if there's anyone I'd like to learn it. I don't think so. I can't think of anyone off the top of my head where I'm like, they could do well with Hyper Beam. I mean, I guess I have a lot of physical attackers who I feel do not have, like, a full set of moves that I feel I'm using. So I think that there are definitely some moves that I could replace. Let's see if there's moves that I want to replace, though. Bone Rush is the thing. Any Pokemon that can learn Bone Rush? I feel like I've asked that question before, and the answer has been no. Let's see who can learn Hyper Beam. Hyper Beam can be learned by... which of my Pokemon? Geraldine and Nina. And Juan. Actually? Hold on a minute. I've been looking for something that works on Juan, that does, like, any decent amount of damage on Juan for a while. And since Hyper Beam is physical in this game, this could be it. What do we replace here? I mean, It's gotta be Thundershock, right? The only thing that is the least bit helpful about Thundershock is it paralyzes. And Stun Spore also does that, so really, there is literally no reason why we need Thundershock, and I've been saying that for a long time, but now I actually have the opportunity to replace it. And I'm debating how true it is. I genuinely do not think we need Thundershock. I've never really had to think about it before like this. I've never really had to say, like, okay, I have an opportunity to get rid of Thundershock, and think about it. Like, actually the reality of getting rid of it. And how that would affect the Pokemon. But, so I've never really had to think about it too much. I've just said, oh, Thundershock is absolutely useless without even having to really think about it. So now I have to actually think about it, because I actually am possibly going to delete the move. And upon actually thinking about it, I will say, I do think I've been right on the money this whole time. I think Thundershock's, like, genuinely useless on this Pokemon, so let's get rid of it! Done! 1-2 and poof, Juan forgot Thundershock and learned Hyper Beam. The first, probably the first Hyper Beaming Gligar you have ever seen. Super Fang. Who can learn Super Fang? Anybody? Is there anyone that would be, like, useful on? Let me see. Geraldine? Is that useful on Geraldine? Like, at all? Cuts health in half. I feel like... Do we have anything that, like, we are definitely not using and definitely do not need to use on Geraldine? Because if so, I might just replace it. Like, cutting attack in half is always, like, pretty useful. Never really useful. Never extremely useful, but always pretty useful. So, like, get rid of Growl, honestly. I'm gonna need Growl. We also kind of don't need Curse. I mean, Curse is good to, like, up defense. But do I really want to keep the move if half of it is useless? Like, it's to up defense and attack. But we do not need attack on a frickin' Slowking. So, like, half of it is useful, but then again, half of it is, like, entirely useless. So do I really want to keep the move? I don't know. But right now, I don't think we have anything better to replace it with, really. So, I guess we just kind of, and I mean, I could look through the bag, and see if we do. I could, like, further inspect, like, my TMs, and see if we do actually have anything. But right now, I just straight up don't think we do. So, right now, I didn't see anything, and I could check it later on, but I want to end off the episode now because it is 1 hour and 2 minutes long. So, thank you all so much for watching, Eevee Clan. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. This is Alex Espion, signing off.